Good morning, everyone. I understand that state law currently requires that the following announcement be made at the beginning of every remote public hearing as follows. Due to the current public health emergency, city council committees are currently meeting remotely. We are using Microsoft Teams to make these remote hearings possible. Instructions for how the public may view and offer public testimony at public hearings of council committees are included in the public hearing notices that are published in the Daily News, Inquirer, and Legal Intelligence Service prior to the hearing, and can also be found on philcouncil.com. Will the clerk please call the roll to take attendance? Members that are in attendance will please indicate that they are present when their names are called. Also, please say a few brief words when responding so that your image will be displayed on the screen when you speak. Will the clerk please take the roll?
Councilmember Mark Swilla.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Present.
Councilmember Cindy Bass.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Brian O'Neill.
Good morning to the chair and all members present.
Thank you very much. A quorum of the committee is present, and this hearing is now called to order. This is the public hearing of the Committee on Rules regarding Bill number 220634. Will the clerk please read the title of the bill?
Bill number 220634, establishing a neighborhood improvement district to be known as the North Broad Business Improvement District in the area that generally includes both sides of North Broad Street from the north side of Spring Garden Street to the south side of Indiana Avenue, excluding the 2700 to 2900 blocks on the west side of the street, beginning with 510 North Broad Street and continuing to 2929 North Broad Street. It also includes 1300 Fairmount Avenue, 1406 Ridge Avenue, 1408 Ridge Avenue, 1363 West Seltzer Street, 1361 West Silver Street, and 1362 West Silver Street, designating North Broad Renaissance, the legal name of which is Avenue North Renaissance, which has organized itself as a Pennsylvania nonprofit corporation as the Neighborhood Improvement District Management Association for the district.
Thank you. Before we begin to hear testimony from the witnesses we have for today, everyone who has been invited to the meeting to testify should be aware that this public hearing is being recorded. Because the hearing is public, participants and viewers have no reasonable expectation of privacy. By continuing to being in the meeting, you are consenting to being recorded. Additionally, prior to recognizing members for the questions or comments they have for witnesses, I will note for the record at this time that we will use the chat feature available in Microsoft Teams to allow members to signify they wish to be recognized. In order to comply with the Sunshine Act, the chat feature must only be used for this purpose. Will the clerk please call the panel for bill number 220634?
We have Philip Green.
Good morning, Philip. State your name for the record to begin your testimony.
My name is Philip Green. Good morning, Chairman Johnson and members of the Rules Committee. My name is Philip Green. I'm the Program Manager for Commercial Corridor Improvements for the Department of Commerce. I'm here to testify in support of Bill number 220634 to establish a North Broad Business Improvement District. The creation of business improvement districts aligns with Commerce's mission to drive neighborhood revitalization that contributes to vibrant commercial corridors. We support community-led efforts to improve the economic vitality and quality of life in their areas. The North Broad Renaissance organized a core group of stakeholders to establish a bid in 2019. Their efforts included multiple public presentations, regular monthly meetings, mailings, and door-to-door outreach, but hit a pause with the pandemic and civil unrest of summer 2020. The effort was reinvigorated this year with a repeat of their intensive outreach. This doubled engagement effort has resulted in today's legislation, which includes boundaries along North Broad Street, the North Broad Street corridor, a 5-year operations plan, a budget, a method of assessing property owners, and organizational bylaws. The plan will fund cleaning and safety, maintenance and greening, marketing and communications, business attraction, retention and development, capital improvements, and personnel and administration. North Broad, as you know, is a heavily used, high-profile thoroughfare that serves as a backbone for the city as a whole. Creating a bid to serve this area will benefit small, medium, and large-sized businesses, property owners and long-time residents, and students contemplating a future in Philadelphia's economy. It creates a way for both longtime tenants and new investors on North Broad to work together. It also creates a fair way for new property owners to contribute to the services that benefit everyone. As we've seen in other areas, it is easier to address cleanliness, public safety, business attraction and retention in districts with an organization dedicated to these issues and representing its constituents. We commend the North Broad Renaissance and their stakeholders for their collaboration on these issues by championing for a bid. Thanks so much for the opportunity to testify. I'm happy to take any questions at this time.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Any questions or comments from members of the committee? I do see we have the council president on. Would he like to make a comment on this particular bill?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and members of the
Good
committee.
morning, Council President.
Thank you. Yeah, real brief. I just wanted to also commend North Broad Renaissance for their hard work. I know it's been a challenge over a number of time between fighting COVID, fighting the naysayers, and all the other things that we have to do when we want to do something a little bit different. But congratulations to them for this process. Thank all of the supporters and thank the chair. And just like to say today, my enthusiastic support for the North Broad Renaissance bid. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome, Council President. And as always, good job in focusing on improving the quality of life in your district. And just want to say hats off to you for always being innovative and moving these types of initiatives forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I watched you and took note. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Council President. Any other questions or comments from members of the committee? Hearing none, Philip, we want to thank you for your testimony. Will the clerk please call any other witnesses that are here to testify on this particular bill whose name has not been called?
There are no additional witnesses.
Hearing none, at this time, the committee will take a brief pause to allow members of the public who have registered for the public comment section to be called into this virtual meeting. Will the clerk please call the first witness?
Mr. Chair, we're going to need a short break to get public comment in. We'll need a few minutes to do that, sir.
Understood. Just give me the signal when you're ready, sir. Thank you. We will now go into hear the testimony of those who have signed up for public comment. The clerk will call your name, and once called, please state your name for the record and proceed with your testimony. Will the clerk please call the first witness?
First, we have Tara Patrick Taylor.
Good morning, Tara. Just state your name for the record and begin your testimony.
Hi, this is Tara Patrick Taylor.
Good morning, Tara. You can start your testimony.
Hi, I read over the bill that you guys have proposed. It was something about a homeless shelter. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more, because I really didn't read a lot on it over the internet.
Yeah, this particular bill is not about a homeless shelter. This particular bill deals with creating a business improvement district.
Okay, yes, I do see that here in Philadelphia, in the district, that I did receive this notification in the mail. It's pretty much what is needed here is pretty much clear guidelines and funding business startup for this district. What is needed is the funding, grant funding, and partners that's willing to partner with the different organizations.
Is that your testimony, ma'am?
Yes,
Is that your testimony you're saying?
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, okay?
Okay.
Have a great day. Will the clerk please call the next
Okay.
witness?
Next to testify, we have Shalimar Thomas.
Good morning, Shalimar. Please state your name for the record and begin your testimony.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Shalimar Thomas, and thank you, Chairman Johnson and members of the Rules Committee for allowing me to present at today's hearing in support of Bill 220634 regarding the North Broad Business Improvement District. As I mentioned, my name is Shalimar Thomas. I'm the Executive Director of the North Broad Renaissance. The North Broad Renaissance currently operates as a special service district between City Hall and Butler Streets. Our coverage area connects 7 zip codes and more than 50,000 residents and over 2,000 businesses. The North Broad corridor connects several pedestrian, bike, and transit-friendly neighborhoods between City Hall and Butler Streets. North Broad also plays host to over 30,000 cars daily and 8 subway stations. The North Broad Renaissance supports an improved quality of life for this growing demographic by executing on 4 programs: clean and safe, marketing and communications, maintenance and landscaping, and economic development. With more than $2 billion in valued real estate along North Broad Street, the corridor has become one of the hottest economic development opportunities in the city. With new developments happening, there is unlimited potential for further economic vitalization along North Broad. But if you drive or walk along the corridor, you know there's a real need for enhancing the municipal services that it receives. That means more public safety or police services, more street cleaning, more marketing to help the corridor realize its economic potential, and strategic business retention and business attraction needs. Overall, North Broad Street is in a prime position to leverage this development in a way that's inclusive and can create a real employment opportunity for the community and improve the overall quality of life for residents, workers, businesses, and visitors. The North Broad Renaissance and our community partners have been working diligently to create a cleaner, greener, and safer North Broad Street. For the last 7 years, we have improved the litter index, and one of our partners indicated North Broad is the cleanest it's seen in 10 years. Our landscaping program has worked to maintain green space and afford the community all the benefits of vibrant green spaces. Our partnerships with organizations like Visit Philly work to make sure the North Broad corridor was a part of the hospitality and tourism conversation, working to bring those dollars into the community. We've established the North Broad Business Roundtable to provide a space for North Broad businesses to meet and share resources to help them grow. In addition, we formed the North Broad Real Estate Commission, a collaboration of North Broad developers working together and sharing information to help promote strategic and impactful development. The contracts we award are done so with intent, and nearly every dollar we raise is reinvested back into the North Broad community, with our largest contract being awarded to a Black-owned, woman-owned business that operates in North Philadelphia. As a matter of fact, nearly 90% of our spend is with Black-owned businesses. I'm sharing this because this is only the beginning. With its dedicated resources, the North Broad Business Improvement District will allow the North Broad Renaissance to sustain and enhance these services that vitalize the community, create opportunities, and improve the overall economic power and quality of life along North Broad Street by doing the following. As I mentioned, keeping North Broad Street clean and safe, maintaining and improving green space along North Broad Street, working with members of the community to share updates about the corridor, undertaking innovative, strategic, and diverse economic development efforts that include business attraction and working collaboratively to attract businesses that can promote sustainable employment opportunities, tourism, and excitement, all of which provides a ripple effect on employment opportunities and job growth. Also, business retention and working with partners and city agencies to ensure current businesses our update on the current market, trends, and opportunity to grow their business while sustaining the historical significance of the corridor. And lastly, job equity, providing employment opportunities for a wide range of stakeholders, from the high school graduate to the college graduate. We understand that we operate in an education hub, and it's important for those students who attend Ben Franklin, SLA, Mathematics, Civics, and Science Charter School, Franklin Learning Center, Parkway Center City, Tech Sierra, and Masterman to see the opportunities that exist when they graduate in the same manner that students from Temple University see opportunity, as well as students finishing programming at OIC. We are excited to see one of Philadelphia's most prominent corridors continue to grow in a way that's inclusive and impactful, and we strongly believe the North Broad Business Improvement District is key to ensuring that this momentum continues. Thank you again for allowing me to present at today's hearing.
Thank you very much. And as always, Shalimar, great job with your leadership, improving the quality of life of North Broad Street. So great job.
Thank
Will
you.
the clerk please call it? You're welcome. Will the clerk please call the next witness?
Next, we have Ruth Burchett.
Ruth, are you there?
Good morning. Good morning,
Good morning.
Councilman. My name is Ruth Burchett. I'm a lifelong resident of Philadelphia, North Philadelphia, where my family has resided nearly a century. And I want to begin by commending our council president and district council person, Darrell Clark, for his foresight and for finally bringing this resource to our community. This is something I've looked for since the early 90s when Mayor Rendell appointed his wife to head the Avenue of the Arts effort and that revitalization. And many of us said then, what about North Broad? What about the Uptown? What about Freedom Theater? What about the Blue Horizon? And now we have the North Broad Renaissance, which under the leadership of Shalimar Thomas has reached out to our community. I've participated in listening sessions where we were able to see drawings and listen to the consultants tell us about the vision and just the stewardship that they have had, and that we can see real-time improvements on North Broad Street, finally, that it is clean, that it looks nice. The greenery is just uplifting to the spirit. I also want to commend Dr. Kenneth Scott for his just always being on point in trying to do everything that they can over at the Beach Corporation to help our community. I fully support the Business Improvement District and look forward to the resilience that we will regain in our community, which has suffered economic loss and so many other things since the riots of last century. But I'm hopeful and appreciative and eternally grateful to the North Philadelphia, the North Renaissance, and Shalimar Thomas. I just appreciate her being from North Philadelphia and having the spirit to do the best that she can to uplift us, homeowners in particular, who will have a chance to go and shop on Broad Street again and even more. So thank you for hearing my testimony, and I look forward to seeing the passage of this ordinance in City Council soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Will the clerk please call the next witness?
Next, we have Queen Judith Robinson.
Ms. Robinson, just state your name for the record and please go ahead and get started.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, all. I am Queen Judith Robinson, and I'm here to testify on Bill 220634. This is regarding the North Broad Street Business Improvement District, and I'm going to call it the second time, okay? I want to start off by saying trust, but verify. I love my people. I'm born and raised in North Philly, too. I am from Strawberry Mansion originally, and I presently am a homeowner in North Central. I'm a grandmother. I'm a real estate broker. I'm a tour guide. I'm a docent at the Historic Church of the Advocate. There's a whole lot going on, y'all, and I want to make sure, as a grandmother, that my youth are included in the future of our city. Youth Bill will be in the old Pico building on North Broad Street. I want to include Strawberry Mansion. If we're going to include all the schools, let's make sure we include Strawberry Mansion. I got some ideas, y'all. I'm show you what I'm working with, okay? But I'm here this morning as all those things I mentioned prior, but I'm here as the representative, just a representative with my fellow committee members of the 32nd Ward RCO. In our area of boundaries that, per this bid, Business Improvement District, which will radiate all over our whole community, our area is on the west side, between Susquehanna and Montgomery, and on Broad. Okay, that's the very beginning of the 32nd Ward. So we're the 32nd Ward RCO. We're vetting all of the developers, okay, who are coming to build on our corridor and in our ward, which is a very large ward. I believe it's the largest ward in North Philly. So when I come to this forum, I've been to pretty much every meeting that's ever been held in North Philly about anything, because that's what I do. But I want to raise some concerns here, because we're not going to lose every time, black people, I want to say, because I'd like to keep it real. We're not going to lose every time billions of economic development happens in our community. So I'm going to keep it straight with you all. I ain't going to beat around the bush and give everybody credit. I'll give you credit when I see those contracts for the 50,000 people who you're dependent on our money, even our EBT cards, to further your goals. You're claiming every dime that's in the black community. But when it comes to being at the table, look, I'm on the email list. I love my Shalimar Thomas, okay? I just went down there to the foundation and won all their swag at Quizzo. Look, I'm ready for big time, okay? But you can't play us out of position. You cannot put my dear friend Shalimar at the front of this big economic development and then put her like the queen at the top, okay? And then you doing all the shenanigans behind the background. It ain't going to happen like that. We got Temple's board, the trustee board. Where are they? Let's talk to them, because they got a lot of power, okay? So I don't want to digress too much, but I want to say this bid would be from Fairmount Avenue to Indiana Avenue, all the way. That's a whole lot of poverty there, okay, that we could include. So I'm speaking for the west side. I'm the best negotiator. Don't be afraid, because I say I'm Queen Judith Robinson. Bring me to the table so you can know. Listen, those meetings that were held with the round table, they were not inclusive. I didn't feel comfortable in going to those meetings. They said it was only for the businesses of Broad Street. So you cannot have meetings and not include the community. How you not going to include me? I'm sorry. I'm just pretty vocal like that. Yeah. Take grandma's wisdom. I ain't going to be around forever. I ain't going to keep testifying 99 times for y'all to turn around and give all the money to the white man. Come on, y'all. Please stop. So, all right, I'm a negotiator. So let's get to it. Safety. We catching hell in Philadelphia as it relates to safety. We're in the 22nd district. We got the Temple Police, we got SEPTA Police, we got PHA Police, and then the parents of the Temple students went and ordered their own police, y'all, because they scared. So we're not going to play games with safety and act like we got it covered. We got to have a real safety plan. Y'all read the article that's in the Inquirer, February of this year, about how many of our officers in the 22nd District are out on sick leave. Read it and weep. I'm going to go there. All right, sanitation. Now, this is my area of expertise. We are the only environmental justice organization, if somebody could correct me if I'm wrong, Susquehanna Cleanup Pickup. Check us out. We started years ago cleaning up the corridor because I brought a business to the corridor, and I said, let's clean it up. I sent my young boys down the corridor with my money, a rolling trash can, some brooms. Come find out about my story. It's in Grid magazine. So, hey, that's the sustainability magazine. But I'm not going to belabor this because we're about cleaning and safety. But we need a whole sanitation plan, you all. Maybe now we can get Temple to clean up after their students. All right, let me finish it up. All right, gotcha. I know y'all push me. But tourism, we got to do tourism. We got to be inclusive of black people. People don't want to say that. You cannot take all those jobs and give them to Temple students, and then our community has nothing. We have an excellent program of hospitality and tourism at Temple. We would like to make sure the black children that I'm going to be training, okay, even if I have to pay a penny out of my own money, to train our youth to take advantage of hospitality. We got a whole history in our neighborhood. All right, so if you're not at the table, I'm going to paraphrase something that I heard Blonda, former West County, when Blonda Brown say, not at the table, you're on the menu. I'm going to say if you're not at the hearings, you will not be heard. So I'm here to amplify. Condolences. I must say last but not least, because this brother brought a lot to the Broad Street. Condolences to the family of Reverend Herb Luss and all those who knew of his work. That brother worked very hard for North Broad Street, and it's just ironic that he passed. Must have been recently. Brother Damon Jones from West Philly, I verify it from him. He put it on Facebook, y'all. Have a moment of prayer before we continue this hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Queen Judith Robinson, and you have a good day. Will the clerk please call the next witness?
Next, we have Adalia Adan.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, good morning, Chairman Johnson and members of the Rules Committee. Thank you for hearing me after my testimony. I just want to before I begin my testimony, I do want to concur with Miss Judith. I agree with her sentiments in regard to being inclusive in regard to the existing community. Also a big shout out to Shalimar, as we appreciate all the hard work that she does and the fact that she's gotten us here. Again, my name is Idalia Don. I am the co-founder of Beyond the Scenes. We are a custom apparel company. We do embroidery, screen printing, and other custom apparel processes. We are located at 828 North Broad Street. We've been here since 2018 as a business. We just started, just my husband and I, and we just recently brought in our friend as a partner. His name is Mustafa Mohammed. In addition to providing low-cost custom apparel services, we mentor young brand entrepreneurs from the neighborhood to jumpstart their small businesses. My position and involvement is I'm a business owner here in the corridor and have been involved with NBR since the day my doors opened on September 8th. Literally since day one, Shalimar and her crew knocked on my door, gave me a small business package kit for Small Business Saturdays, and just really making us feel welcomed in the community. My personal reasons for becoming involved in this development is that my husband and I have lived in this community longer than we've had the privilege of owning a small business. As someone who grew up in a highly developed area, I grew up in Northern Liberties. I'm 33 years old, so my grandmother and my grandfather moved from Puerto Rico. And when they came from Puerto Rico in the early 60s, late 50s, they moved to that area, Northern Liberties, and they've been there ever since. My whole family's been there ever since. And so as someone who grew up in an underdeveloped area that turned highly developed, I know how important it is for the existing community to be a part of and benefit from the betterment of the neighborhood. So although I'm a huge proponent of this bid, Bill number 220634, sorry, I forgot to mention that, I do want to emphasize the need to make the current existing community a part of it. I think what makes this district unique is that so many important institutions, like mentioned before, surround us. I like to say we are like a vital artery that connects from organ to organ. You know, I don't need to give a list, but, you know, there's community college, there's Temple, Masterman, Einstein Hospital, the Met. You have other community organizations like Project Home, so Restart. So you know how it is. We're like a big vital artery that connects to all other successful communities around us. This area is super important because due to the variety of institutions surrounding us, we facilitate the commute and existence of significantly diverse demographic. We have students, families, professionals like administrators, teachers, nurses, doctors, etc. And what's more important to a city than their people? I feel like you can't develop without anyone to use development, so it's important that we take care of our people, not just the ones that want to move over here and create a new. The potential impact is great, I think. This bid is addressing important issues like cleanliness, beautification, public safety, maintenance, and greening, all things that are integral to the growth and sustainability of a community that, you know, our city needs. Our current challenges, I would say, are a lack of, as I think it was Judith that mentioned it, a lack of, I call it casual exploratory foot traffic, which I mean as people who are just walking through the neighborhood to explore, see what's here, to shop. You know, I feel like there's not a lot of that because of the underdevelopment of it and the lack of attention that's given to the area. But I will say changes that I have seen since NBR has been established is specifically the cleanliness. I can't express how grateful we are to their street cleaning crew that comes after the trash guys. And sometimes the trash people don't come, or our recycling doesn't come pick up. And I don't understand why that is, as we are on Broad Street. But the recycling crew comes through and makes sure it doesn't get out of hand and kind of keeps it together. They've also established itself as a resource center that was integral. Oh, okay. I'll just close it up I'll skip to my personal statement. It says, why do I support BID? And it's basically, we want to succeed. We want our businesses to flourish in the community that it was born into, a community that we have built a relationship with and love. We started this business with literally almost nothing. We got a small $10,000 loan. Most of that went to first loss and security for rent. With determination, perseverance, and a beautiful idea, we are here today. I think it's a grave disservice to others like us to be outbid on space that we nurtured and created. With this declaration, I think the North Broad Business Improvement Development would give us small businesses a fighting chance to stay and not only survive, but to thrive in it. And that's the end of my testimony. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Will the clerk please call the next witness?
Next, we have Robert Del Femine.
Good morning,
Please state
Chairman
your name,
Johnson and members.
record,
Yes.
and begin.
Okay. I'm Robert Del Femine. Everyone calls me Del. Good morning, Chairman Johnson and members of the Rules Committee. I'm a lifelong Philly OG that loves our city. I attended Central High School and proudly served as a vice president for the alumni board. I graduated from Penn State, worked at Hahnemann Hospital, and retired from a 29-year career as a sales and marketing executive at Johnson & Johnson. Along the way, since 78, I continue to DJ locally and abroad, and I bike every day around our great city. I'm one of two partners in Underground Concepts at the Divine Lorraine. The other is Natalie Moronsky. She grew up in Virginia. She was the daughter of a Vietnamese immigrant, but definitely calls Philly her city. She's a culinary arts and business honors graduate of Drexel. She was a popular participant on Bravo's Top Chef, and she's really highly respected in the industry. She's a proud member of the LGBTQ community, is in love with her doggies, and bikes everywhere. So you don't see very many women of color queer, that have this much responsibility and own this much in our city. I appreciate the opportunity to speak today because North Broad Business Improvement District needs to become a reality for many reasons, but mostly because the people, community, and businesses in this corridor deserve it. I just want to focus today on three words that underscore this rationale: vision, revitalization, and engagement. We believe that our story with Underground Concepts can really help illustrate what can happen when vision results in revitalization through local engagement to build something out of nothing. In June of 2017, we had a spark of an idea to create this curated intersection of food, music, and culture in the iconic, historically registered, and first racially integrated hotel in America, the Divine Lorraine. As most of you on this call today know, it had been vacant. It's a destination for urban explorers, and it was stripped down to its foundational bones, first laid in 1894. We were undaunted, well, maybe a little bit, but our vision fit perfectly with the Divine's owner, my longtime friend, Eric Blumenfeld's vision for the revitalization of North Broad Street. Underground Concepts was officially formed in 2019, and we partnered and engaged with a great team of local builders, designers, artists, strategists, and others to execute our ambitious plan. One of our key engagements was with North Broad Renaissance, and you heard Shalimar speak a little while ago. We have been partners with them since the beginning, and they have unwaveringly supported us always and in all ways, from promotion to safety, from brainstorming, as you heard some of the other folks testify, to community business connections. Well, after getting the last health department approval in the city, everything closed down. That was March of 2020. We all remember that. But in October 2020, and it's about resilience, we're Philadelphians, we come back. We rallied back, and the Daily, our coffee shop, opened for business. In March of 21, Broad Hall, an event space, opened, and we tried to do food. We've done music events. We've done art events, local artists, women, people of color, queer community, and other events. Foundation, a cocktail bar with a recording studio, opened in 2021. We're still trying to get that recording studio and bring the young talent in the city. The Annex, an all-day restaurant bar with a retail wine, craft beer, a local artisan shop, we're going to open very shortly. We currently employ over 20 part-time employees with an estimated 30 full and part-time employees when fully operational. And all those people are within 2 miles of the Divine Lorraine. We continue to engage, another one of those three words, with North Broad Renaissance, because they were all about revitalization, community engagement, and the vitality of this corridor. We all know, we're Philadelphians. The corridor was home to incredible economic, community, and cultural impact in Philadelphia in the early stages of the 20th century, but it has progressively deteriorated, all under the eyes of Billy Penn's statue, which, let's face it, is just a few blocks south. Children, our true future, study in numerous schools and a university that you've heard about along the corridor, but worry about safety on the way to and from it. Stunning architecture, music, art, houses of worship, and other Philly flavor, and I'm intentionally using that PH there, are present but are underused, undervalued, or at a minimum, underappreciated. Why? Greed, racism, lack of vision, too hard to do. The answer is probably yes to all these and many others. It does not matter. The North Broad Business Improvement District I'm going to call it NBVBD-ID. We always need a new acronym. Will enable more of that vitality that we need and deserve, the economic and community recovery that we need and deserve, the safety, comfort, and beauty that we need and deserve. And in a city that the recent data showed 51.7% under 34 years old and 66.3% people of color, it'll provide a clear and realistic path forward to a future that is realistically hopeful that we need and deserve. Natalie and my vision for North Broad includes the stewardship and resurgence of a great Philly neighborhood. We are trying to be good citizens, support good works, charities, while bearing our fair share of taxes. At the same time, we strive to maintain the property we are privileged to use and protect our environment. In the end, Natalie and I want to create joy and job. That NBBID number 17, I believe, in the city will definitely help to enable that vision. I really appreciate all that you do and your time and consideration today. So thank you very much for allowing me to share it.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Is there anyone else here to testify whose name has not been called?
There's actually one additional individual, Mr. Chair, and we have Michael Starin as our last public commenter.
Sure.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, he dropped the line.
Never mind. If that is the case, there are no more commenters up for public comment, Mr. Chair.
Okay. I want to thank all the panels of witnesses for their participation today. We value your input and now invite all panels of witnesses to please disconnect from the meeting. Before we go into, please disconnect from the hearing before we go into our public meeting. We will now pause the proceedings briefly as multiple participants leave the hearing. This concludes the public hearing of the committee. We will now go into a public meeting to consider the action to be taken on the bills before this committee today. We will now convene the public meeting. Will the clerk please call the roll to take attendance? Members that are in attendance will please indicate they are present when their names are called. Also, please say a few brief words when responding so that your image will be displayed on screen when you speak.
Councilmember Mark Squilla.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and colleagues present.
Councilmember Cindy Bass.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and colleagues. I am still present as well.
Councilmember Catherine Gilmore Richardson.
Good afternoon or good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, colleagues. I am present.
Councilmember Brian O'Neill.
Present.
And Councilmember David O.
Good morning, Chair and colleagues. I'm present.
Thank you, everyone. We will now go into our public meeting. The chair recognizes the great gentleman from South Philadelphia, Councilman Mark Squilla, for a motion on bill number 220634.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It takes one to know one, but I move that bill number 220634 be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended as to permit the first reading of this bill at the next session of council.
Second.
The chair notes for the record that Councilwoman Catherine Gilmore Richardson seconds the motion. It has been moved and properly seconded that bill number 220634 be reported from this committee with a favorable recommendation, and further move that the rules of council be suspended to permit first reading of this bill at the next session of council. All those in favor of the motion will signify by saying aye.
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 Nays, the ayes have it, and the motion carries. If there aren't any additional comments for this meeting, I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their schedule and participating on this bill. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a great and blessed day. Enjoy that weather out there, too.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome.